Vladi to speak. Seen Vladi around now for probably 5 months or so. Great guy, solid program, hell of a skateboarder from what I understand, ripping and running in a good way now. So with that, give Vladi a warm welcome.
How's everyone doing? My name is Vladi. I'm an alcoholic.
Vladi.
My sober date is March 15th, 2017. So I haven't picked up a drink or anything in that much time. And one of the things that I really like to do is share, not just for me, like share for everyone too. Like, because the stuff that I've experienced, I know like basically everyone has, you know. And what I like to share is like, a lot of people think, okay, so the way we were living our lives out there, right? And now when we get sober, we're not bad people getting good. And I like to say we're not even sick people getting well, because that's what people say. We're just sick people getting well. What I like to, my recovery comes from is I'm so sick, I don't even know I'm sick getting well. It's like a whole nother level. Whole nother level. Where that shit took me, I was so sick, I had no idea I was even sick. You get what I mean? And this is the part where my job here today, right now, which I'm getting paid absolutely nothing for, is to entertain you, and not only that, to make you feel that recovery has got to be more fun than partying, right? Because see, here's the thing, like, I'm a cause and effect kind of guy, right? If I think that partying is more fun than recovery, I'm probably just gonna go party and not even waste my time. You know what I mean? Because I'm serious. And I found today that that is totally not true. That I thought, you know what I mean, partying was more fun, but now I see that recovery is a lot more fun than partying. That's why I'm staying in recovery. You know, I can leave recovery anytime. You know what I mean? That's why I always say to people, it's thus far recovery. I have recovered thus far. Everything has worked thus far. There's still a chance in relapse, but it's highly unlikely. You know what I mean? So I'm here to set an example to show you what I look like. See, my parents, they don't get to see me all the time, right? They don't get to see this, right? They just hear about it, but they don't get to see it. You know what I mean? And I'm a subtotal, right? If you take all the thoughts and actions that I've taken thus far, right? I'm a subtotal of all of them, right? Whatever the spiritual awakening they talk about on the 12th step, like I'm as a result of that right now, today, this is where I'm at. Right, but because of the thoughts and decisions and actions that I've taken thus far is where I'm at today. Whatever gift out of the program that I've gotten is it right now. So I had to learn that, all right, there's two things, right? And this is cool because remember I said I'm speaking for you too. It's not just for me, right? I wasn't ever really relapsing if you really want to get real. You get what I'm saying? The only thing that I was going in and out of was the fellowship. I wasn't ever going in and out of the program. I was just going in and out of the fellowship. I physically go in, I physically leave, right? But I wasn't going in and out of the program. So there's the program and there's the fellowship, and they both mold together. I can't just do one without the other. I have to do both, and I have to know the difference between both. If I go into a meeting, right, and I go to like 10, 20, maybe 30 of them, and I don't get a sponsor, I'm kind of just hanging out laughing about a bunch of stuff that's really not funny, and I'm not really getting better, I'm just staying in the fellowship, right? But once I dive into that big book with someone who's had an awakening, right? I have to have the guy that's going to sponsor me. I'm not a doorknob guy. You get what I mean? I'm not a guy that's going to get a sponsor that's like, hey, bro, just believe in a doorknob. You good? No. So he has to have an awakening, right? And I have to see it. And I don't just see it on the first meeting. You know what I mean? I go and I hear what shares are going around the room, and then I finally pick the guy that I really like, that I really think has had an awakening, because I'm going to have to dump my 5th step stuff to him. And everything is leading towards a 5th step. It's not leading away from it. It's leading towards it, right? So like each step builds you for the next one, right? And the first step, it's written. Now, if you read how it works, it sounds like it's saying, you know, because I'm a guy, man, you know what I mean? Once you give me the book and I'm really, like, just done with living my life, right? A lot of that stuff's going to make sense in that book. on something really real. First step, it says that we were. It's written in here are the steps we took, not us, what they did, the first 100. I'm just reading about what they did, right? So we admitted we were powerless over alcohol. We're in recovery now, right? But we were back then while we were drinking. But now, since we put the drink down and you have a support group, bro, you know what I mean? Other people that believe in your recovery. We were powerless then, just like I was powerless March 15th, 2017. I'm not powerless over it now. I'm not drinking. You get what I'm saying? So I'm moving away from the problem towards a solution. Towards a solution. It's a beautiful way to go, right? But I don't have the solution yet. I'm just heading towards it in the first part of the first step. Now there's parts to it, right? And each step, like, it's like, all right, the relief I found in drinking, I find in the steps, right? Because when you got no other way to go, you have to find it in the steps. And it has, each individual part has got to get you hyped enough to do the next one. Now, the second part of the first step, which I love, is that our lives have become unmanageable, right? What does that sound to you? I mean, it sounds to me when I first, got into recovery, because this is my third time being sober. 2 times I had previously failed, not even a relapse, just picked up again. There was no program that I really gave up. Or if you really want to be real, I'm just speaking for me, but maybe, when I heard that I didn't relapse after that 6 months of a perfect first step, I was like, dude, you're right. You're right. You are not wrong. That's funny. Is that our lives have become unmanageable, right? So what does that really mean? Which I love this. It sounds like it just became out of hand, right? It just sounds like, all right, life just becomes unmanageable. Like it just becomes out of hand. But it's not saying that. It's saying that we cannot manage it. Even if we try. Today, 4 years and 3 months sober, I am not managing my life. What managing am I doing? This is the solution to the program. It's to give up the managing. Right? It's admit that I'm powerless, but 50% of my head's still managing. Bro, okay, hear me out. I'll give you a quick example, right? I'll give you a quick example. This is not going to be a lead like your, normal lead. I really, I get deep with this because it saved my life, right? I haven't had a drink in 4 years and 3 months. Not even close. Not even close. Why is it not even close? I was the guy with the inability to stop drinking. Inability. Right? Now it's not even close because of this. I had to understand the whole entire step 1 before I can go to step 2 is the solution, but I had to understand the problem, right? So that I was powerless. And what does that really mean? That I had the inability to stop. And what makes the inability to stop? Obsession of the mind, allergy of the body. I can't stop drinking once I put the drink in me. Once it's in my body, it takes the other drink. I don't take it. It takes it. My body. But let's say I detox that shit. I detox the drink, right? But then the mind can't stop thinking about drinking while sober. While I'm sober. It does not want me to succeed. So I'm suffering from this thing. It's just as serious as cancer. Right? It's no joke. If I picked up today, let me tell you what happened if I picked up today. It's like as if the whole entire time I've been sober didn't even exist. And on top of that, it's going to scream times 10. My body ain't used to no drink. Definitely not other stuff. Oh, no. I put one thing in me, my body's going to, whoa, what's this? I'm not used to this. Right? And then I start off right where I picked up. So the obsession and the allergy, they trigger one another. Right? And this is what we're really recovering from. We're moving away from that towards the solution. And that is basically where I'm at with that so far. I have moved away from that obsession. I am not thinking about drinking while I'm sober. My body is not taking another drink because I haven't even put the first one in me yet. And it's not really about staying away from the first one. It's about not starting. We can all stop. That shit's easy. Stopping's easy. Not starting is hard. Okay, without a spiritual solution. Now, it says that this is a spiritual program, right? So I'm a physical being. I'm a physical dude. And it's a spiritual program. I'm the physical dude part of it. I need to start practicing a spiritual program. It needs to just take me somewhere that I haven't ever been. And the second step, right? Because the first one, when you manage your life, or at least with me, when I manage my life, it needs to be managed by other people. You want to know why? Because they do better with my life than I do with my life. Easy. Easy. They do better with my life than I do with my life. So where do I end up? Jail all the time. Never have I ever gone to jail, not one time, sober. Never. I've even rewinded it. Never. No. Have not gone to jail one time sober. So therefore, something's got to be taking me. And it's not me that's taking me. And so that's why I say today, I am... What you see and what you hear is the will and life turned over me. This isn't really me. This is what I look like after I turn my will and my life over. But the thing is like, all right, I need to be sober enough to make a decision. I need to be in a place at my life where my head's sober enough where I can make this decision. And this is not a decision where I make it and then tomorrow, dude, I changed my mind. I found something better. It doesn't work like that, right? So I'm growing backwards in order to grow forward. I'm going backwards now. So when they say sanity, a lot of people think that this second step is really hard. It's actually mad easy. Matter of fact, all the 12 steps are mad easy. It's all about doing them. So the sanity that they're talking about, they're not saying that you are crazy, like incompetent to stand trial. That's crazy. Like I need help making a decision, right? I am not insane in that area. The only area I'm really insane in, I'm just speaking for, for me, blood raw, is the first one. I am incompetent to stand trial when it comes to the first drink. That's it. Now, I think my life, because my life's a mess. I've been homeless from 2008 to 2017. Panhandling, that's a job? Forget it. I haven't had a job. Ain't no job where I come from. You get what I'm saying? It's just straight panhandling, street life. That's it. I love the street life. Now I had to give up the drinking and everything that came with the drinking too. It kind of goes hand in hand. It's hard to give up just one, but then hang on to the other, And that's why I like to say, like, I might really not be speaking about you, but like just try to relate while I'm here, because honestly, like, I feel it, you know what I mean? I feel that this is what is going on. So I had to give up the street life. And now here's the thing, because I've been living on the streets for like, what, 8, 9 years, 10 years, whatever you want to call it, 2008, 2017, it doesn't even matter. When I got sober, I was like, literally, it felt like such a large run, because I was so out of my mind. I was like, man, let me count how many years have gone by. And I'm just like, oh, damn, it's only been like 9 or 10. That ain't even that much. Because the bottom that I had hit in them damn 9 years, dude, put it this way. I wasn't going to jail. I couldn't stay out. It was a big difference. Every week, I was locked up, trespassing, panhandling, oh, felony. Pulled me in for 6 months, let me go, trespassing, panhandling. Immediately, right when they let me go. Now, because I'm managing my life, I'm managing the next one. I gotta get money for the next one. And then I gotta keep doing that. And then when I get out, I don't know nothing but that. So I'm basically managing it. If I could just go over here, panhandle $7, go over there, get the rent to 14, you know what I mean? And then I can use someone's phone, because I ain't got no phone. Motherfucking, I ain't calling nobody. I gotta use someone's phone. And then once I do that, then I can wait here for maybe I could grab a beer while I'm waiting, because I'm impatient, right? Everyone can relate. I'm really impatient. I don't like 15, 30 minutes waiting. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get a beer real quick while I wait on him to get to me. And this went round and round. So I'm managing boom, boom, boom like a perfectionist, bro. I had it down to a science. I went to Forest Hill and military. I'm from Florida. I'm not from anywhere else. I'm from Florida. It's where I ripped and ran. And I had it perfect to the point where I knew where to use the phone. I knew where the guy was going to meet me. And just like I could not be stopped. Whether I got arrested or not didn't even matter. Once I got out, I knew exactly where to go. And it was just like that. And I could not get out of that circle. I lived my life, what, in a 2-3 mile radius? But now everything, all the skills that I have learned from being on the street, right? I have to do the opposite, but I still have those skills. I've survived a lot of stuff. So now it's like if I have a roof over my head, I'm a beast. I'm a beast. You get what I mean? And I'm just getting started. So the sanity, my life looks into, I'm talking about the second step here. My life looks crazy. It looks like I am horrible at everything. And that's what usually happens when you're an alcoholic or an addict and you get sober. You're going to sit there and you're going to be like, dude, my whole life's a mess. I'm literally crazy. No, you're not. You're only crazy in one area when it comes to the first drink. Once that gets restored, you're going to see like, oh man, I'll be able to handle all that if I just wasn't insane there, right? So now it's saying that it's just a possibility. That it's like, all right, admit the first step. I was powerless 2 months. I was powerless 2 months ago, then 3 months ago, and then 4, and then 6, and then a year. And then you see, okay, that was past tense. Am I managing? All right, I gave up the managing. I see I can't manage well. So I really took step 1, and now the next one, once I really take the whole 1, I'm ready for 2. And that's what 2's saying, is that it's just the first drink. Well, I've been restored to sanity for a whole year. Great. Feel great. And then after that, now that you see that something could restore you to sanity, it's ready for that. You're ready for that decision. This step 2 and step 3 could take 2 months. It could take 2 years. You get what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you work at your own pace. I don't haul ass. I'm not going to tell my sponsees to haul ass, but I ain't going to tell them to slow down. You get what I mean? But I can tell you this right now. It's undeniable that a power greater than myself is working in my life. It has been. It's been driving my life. It's doing all the movements, everything. Because when it came to the program, I didn't play games. When it came to partying, I didn't play games. So now I have to channel it elsewhere, right? So now I'm sober enough, ready to make a decision. One, like I said, it's not something I did. The next day I found something better. You know what I mean? So I'm sold on the program. So now the very next thing, the 4th step, which a lot of people are, oh my God, I don't want to do it. You're not really writing about your life story. This is so great. I'm going to tell you exactly what happens here. We have to become convinced of 3 things that I had to become convinced of. And I'm a pretty smart guy, you know what I mean? So once I get convinced of these things, you can't unsell me, right? I'm sold on the program. Today I have an unshakable foundation. It's the gift of the program. It's like one of those things where you can't get me drunk even if you try. Go ahead, try. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? And that's what I have. Because remember, I'm a subtotal of the whole time that I've been sober with the steps. And with the program, I'm not just sober without the steps and without the program. I'm sober with the steps and with the program. So the 3rd step is I make a decision. And how do I do that? By going on to the 4th step. And what is the 4th step? I have been living life on self-will. What are the 3 things that I have to get convinced of? The big book tells us. We have to become convinced of these 3 things. There is absolutely no negotiation. First one is that any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. A lot of people think that means their will. Doesn't mean their will. It means self-will. It's its own thing, right? That any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. How do you know? Well, live life on self-will, and you could easily see, man, easily see it can hardly be a success. So having hit that bottom, because it's the most valuable thing we have, is the bottom. Then we get on to the second one. The second thing we need to become convinced of, and this describes 10 years of my life. We have to become convinced that self, not me, not you, not my will, not your will, self, this thing, manifested in various ways, was what has defeated us. We're the thing, we're all defeated by the same thing. And it's pointing it out. It's pointing out exactly what we're being defeated by. And this thing has taken me over for a decade and I had no idea. The thing that's not taking me over today, because it's step 6 and 7, but it has been taking me for a long time, and I got convinced of that, and I was like, okay, so the wreckage, all the people that we harmed, wasn't really you that harmed them. Yeah, your body physically went through it, but if you had a choice, you wouldn't have done it. You know, you're feeding the habit, so you really didn't have a choice, right? So self was taking you over, plus you were under the influence. There's no telling where that could go, you know, right? There's no telling where that could go. You know what I mean? Mad unpredictable. And so then we steal other people's money that doesn't belong to us. You know what I mean? We take their TVs. We do a bunch of stuff just, you know what I mean, to support that damn habit, right? That's so deadly. So I was convinced that something had taken me over, and they call it self, right? And then the very next one is that we made decisions based on self that later place us in a position to be hurt. So I'm thinking not out of a selfless state of mind. I'm thinking out of self, and somehow I'm waking up in a position to be hurt. Right now, all I remember is the position to be hurt. I never rewound to see why. What did I do to end up being hurt here? Right? And so this is what we're writing about. I'll give you a quick example. I'm not going to say the name, but a friend of mine, right, ended up stealing my camera. And I'm a skater. You steal my $2,800 camera that I didn't have the money for, that my step-pops bought me? I'm going to be really pissed. And matter of fact, I'm going to be so mad that I'll probably quit skating over it. Because at that time, a camera like that was really hard to come by. It's like a whip, dude. It's like a car. You know what I mean? My friend stole it. Now, he didn't just steal it for fun. He fucking stole it because I did something. You get what I'm saying? So, this is what I'm writing about. Alright, all I remember is the resentment. Right? That's it. Now I'm writing about what I did for him to steal the camera. That's one. Then we move on to a second one. You get what I'm saying? Alright, someone, I was in jail. Give you another quick example. I was in jail. No one likes that place. And it gets to the point where I'm the kind of guy that gets canteen sent. I go in there, I got some money, I got money on the phone. I'm a junkie, dude. I ain't got no money. But in jail I do. Why? Because I rip and run. Now those people that sell drugs, they're broke in that bitch. And I'm eating lovely. So I'm going to be put in positions I'm not going to like. You get what I'm saying? So a resentment is to refuel. I've been put in a million places like that. I never want to refuel that again. So we got to take it back to the drink. If we never took the drink, we would never end up in jail. Really easy. This thing is really easy. And this is what I'm writing. I'm showing examples of how self manifested in various ways and how I have been defeated. And once I find that out, then I can help you. Because now I finally know what I'm being taken over by, and we're all being taken over by the same thing. Self-will. It's not my will. It's not your will. It's self-will. What is self-will? This is the big key, right? It's social, sex, and security instincts. They're God-given. We would not be human without them. They manifest way too high or way too low. And we step on the toes of other people, and they retaliate. While sober or while drunk, it don't even matter. You get what I mean? It really doesn't care. You know, and that's another thing about the disease. You know, a lot of people are like, okay, so sick and tired of being sick and tired. How often do you hear that? It's such a common slogan, right? I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Dude, no. This is really what's going on. It doesn't care if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. It don't care if you are. See, that's where my recovery lies. You get what I'm saying? My recovery goes deep, bro. My recovery goes deep. That's what I'm recovering from. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It don't care. I'm not sick getting well. I'm so sick I don't even know I'm sick getting well. That's the kind of recovery I'm recovering from. Okay? And I have to be spiritually fit to get there. If I'm not spiritually fit, you're going to maybe sell me on an idea and I'll be like, sure, man, let's go. Next thing you know, I'm not sober anymore. But see, if that happens, if something like that happens, if someone kind of like, you know, guided you to like pick up again, it's really technically not a relapse. Unless you really do the deal. You know what I mean? I didn't have, and once I started to see that, I thought it was actually mad funny. I started to get better. So the whole point of the fifth step is once we write down about how, you know, the refuel, resentment, manifests in our lives, and we write it on paper, just scenarios where that shit took us over. It wasn't even us. Now having that knowledge, we go out into this world. I say like we go out and play. Play. See what's up. See if you can handle the self. If self takes you over while sober, got a defense now. Oh, I already know about it. Oh, dude was over there in the refrigerator, man, arguing over food. Oh, I've been there before, man. I already know about that. That ain't taking me over no more. You know what I mean? But at first, if I didn't know about it, that guy arguing over the fridge food and stuff, that might take you out, bro. It might really piss you off so bad that you drink. But when that happens, they got self too. Everyone's got self. I got self. But myself is down. I'm keeping myself down. You know what I'm saying? It ain't manifesting outwardly. Because if it manifests outwardly too high or too low, I'm getting near the drink. Restless, irritable, discontent, they talk about it, right? So it's one of those things where I still get restless, irritable, discontent. I ain't drinking over it. I learned how to deal with it. Because myself, not myself, my S-E-L-F, myself is staying down. Gotta learn how to keep self down, 6 and 7. Now, the whole point of making amends to people, you don't want to rush into the amends because you might not even be relieved of this bondage of self. This is what they're praying, please, step 3, relieve me of this bondage. So if I don't get relief of the bondage or know what self is or any of that, I'm not on step 9. And when I go to make amends, I end up 0-1 because I didn't even know. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's really important. Get relief of the bondage of self. Get some practice with that. Then go in and make an amends. And when you make amends, be like, hey, listen, you explained to them. You're in the program. This thing is ticking me over, right? If it wasn't for that taking me over, I would have never stole your damn TV. But now that I see this, because I'm in the program, how can I make it up to you? Bro, you're good. You don't owe me no TV. But when you explain to them what's going on with you, that you are finally seeing the truth and why you stole his TV, not in the first drink. That was old news. We're talking about why you stole the TV. Then it becomes clear. And having, I call it one big boy step. 4 through 9 is one big boy step. Combine everything that I learned from when it asked me to be relieved of the bondage of self, to helping another person get relieved of the bondage of self, to amending where self took my life into your life, right? Hurt your life. Once I get practice with that, those 3 areas, then and only then can I continue to do that. Because think about this, right? I'll give you a quick example. You think you're on step 10? I'll give you a quick example, right? Let's say someone just got sober. They've been sober 2 weeks. They went to a couple meetings or whatever. And someone sees them, oh man, you look great. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, right. Bro, I need to change a bunch of stuff, dude. I don't need to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm in the danger zone. I might be going to the meeting. That's cool. But I don't need to continue doing anything. I need to stop, take a look, and that's what, you know what I mean, treatment does. It gives you a break. It gets you away from reality. Just so you can sit back and observe life, how it's going, so that next time you go outside, you kind of been separated from that hell. Not only your own hell, the hell you're bringing to other people without even knowing it. That's the worst part. You know what I mean? And I know this because I've been there. How much hell have I brought to people? I had no idea. Dude, if I knew, I wouldn't have done that. But I didn't know no better. Today, I do. If I pick up today, what is a relapse? If I pick up today, that would be a relapse. Finally, my recovery's to the point where I would be giving up a program. You get what I'm saying? And I'm armed with the facts about alcoholism. You get what I'm saying? I got to arm you with the facts. What is alcoholism? Once I put the drink down, here comes alcoholism. It ain't while I'm drinking. It's when I put it down. The joke is over. Alcoholism hits tenfold. Depression, fear, you haven't felt it until you get sober. That's when you're going to feel it all at once. And then you move from that. You get what I mean? I've always been numb in depression, dude. I don't want to feel that shit. Boom, I'm lit. Fear? Whew. Do not get me started with fear. I am not handling no fear. I'm lit once again. Because I didn't want to feel fear. No one does. But then when you get sober, you feel it. And then move on from that. And that's alcoholism. And I'm armed with the facts about alcoholism. And I still have to continuously get armed with them. I still have to read, oh, that's another fact I didn't know about. The disease. Right? And it's a dis-ease. In this world, I am not at ease. I need to drink. This is how you know if you're the real alcoholic. If you're a heavy drinker, you'll drink, you'll get a little out of hand, and you'll be like, whoa, this is crazy, right? But when you're the real alcoholic, and you'll stop, maybe you'll go a week without drinking and then drink again after a week. But the real alcoholic, they're so at dis-ease that when they drink, finally at ease, man. That's how you know you're the real alcoholic. You need alcohol in order to cope with life. That's the difference between the heavy, moderate, whatever you want to call it, and the real alcoholic. I'm the real alcoholic. I always drank to be at ease because I didn't like life. You get what I mean? Without alcohol, I didn't like it. So I finally faced my alcoholism March 15th, 2017. Now let me tell you a little bit about that. No girlfriend. No car, no license, no GED. Ain't never graduated no damn high school. Hepatitis C. Fucking hit me with more, dude. Hit me with more. What else do I need to do? My bottom? No cell phone. What else? Dude, come on. It was hell. It was hell. And you know what's crazy? Any average alcoholic, they'd be going back out, man. They don't want to feel all that shit that comes with what happens when you put the drink down. But with me, guess what? I knew everything was going to be all right. You want to know why? Because I finally had my life. I never looked at it like that. I would do 7 months in jail and it's not even a checkup to see where my life is going. Had 7 months of sleeping, chilling, Didn't even look at where my life was heading by the time I got out. Every time I got out, guess where I went? The only place I knew. Today, I know a way out of my own mind and body. It's not an out-of-body experience. It's like an out-of-body year or two. That's what the program does. You get what I mean? But I had to take it serious. And because I took it serious, or no, because my sponsor took it serious, I took it serious. And therefore, the people that the people that I hang out with today, you get what I'm saying? They're relieved of the bondage of self. They ain't bonded to self like a bitch, like I was. You get what I'm saying? So if you hang out with people, I'm saying once you leave here, try and hang out with people that are not bonded to self like a bitch. You get what I'm saying? Because more than likely, you'll be bonded to self like a bitch too with them, right? So I had to learn this, you know, the hard way. The past 2 times I was sober, didn't get it. It wasn't even at fault. I never even relapsed. There was no program to give away. But I still stayed completely sober. Like when it came to not, and I ain't talking about no damn Suboxone either. I'm talking about the whole damn thing, dude. No drink, no nothing. 6 months, pick back up. Allergy of the body, woof, tenfold. I was back to where I was. And then the ripping and running time got shorter, right? And then I hit another bottom. And I was like, damn, that bottom was quicker than I thought. And here comes my worst nightmare. Right here comes my worst nightmare. This mind has always said, I'll go to recovery one day. It was always there. That thought never left. But that day came a lot sooner than I fucking thought. I was like, God damn, back in recovery again. That shit happened sooner than I thought. So when it's time for recovery, you're most likely not ready for it. So just brace yourself, because I got sober at 28 and I hit a massive bottom, dude. I'm almost 33 now. But when I got sober at 28, I was like, whoa, that shit happened sooner than I thought. You get what I'm saying? But as a result of that, you don't choose your sober date. You get what I mean? It chooses your ass. You get what I mean? March 15th, 2017, absolutely no intention in stopping. My sober date, I had no intention of going into recovery tomorrow. I just somehow got separated from it, which was jail, obviously. Come on now. That's the only place I go. So it separates me, and I had enough sober time this time around with previous experience of failing enough to make a decision. And once I made a decision, once I got out, it took like 2-3 days. I didn't go to a meeting that day, but 3 days later, I was at a meeting, and I've been going since. Now I bring speakers. I'm completely plugged in. I'm so plugged in, you can't unplug it. You get what I mean? I'm right in the middle. And that's why they say about what it was like, what happened, what it's like now, right? Because the what it's like now is like, oh, it must be nice. If I'm coming in and what it was like, the only thing I see is, man, it must be nice to be that guy. Man, it must be nice to be her. Oh my God, I would not know what that feels like, because I ain't never been, I ain't never joined. You know, but when you join it, and from time and time of going to meetings and people getting to know you, they can vouch for your recovery, you know what I'm saying? Then you start to be in the middle. And now you're seeing who else isn't in the middle and bring them in so that their life could be saved. You know, and see, the guidance, I am guided by a creator. You get what I mean? It's not really me living my life anymore. I didn't want to live that shit March 15th, 2017. That shit was over with, man. I didn't want to live it no more. So now it's being guided by a creator. It tells me where to go. You know, I'm along for the ride. You know, but I needed to find that way out of this mind and body. And that's what the program does. It gets you out of self. So, that's all I got, guys.